What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I figured I would answer a question that I've seen asked around in my comment section quite a bit, and just the question that I've seen asked about Genesis Coupes all over YouTube, basically since I've been watching videos about Genesis Coupes. And that question that I'm going to be answering today is, how much does the maintenance cost on a Genesis Coupe? Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, if you don't already know, I have a Genesis Coupe 3.8, a 2013 model. So this technically, I guess, does not apply for the 2.0Ts, nor I guess does it apply for the 2012s and back. But for the 2013 and up 3.8s, you should be looking about, these should be pretty ballpark numbers. As long as you regularly service your car and get the oil changes and everything, then honestly, knock on wood that is, this car has been pretty bulletproof for me. Like literally hardly any issues. I mean, I've had a few flat tires, but that's not the car's problem. A shock was busted, but that was how the car came and I got it, unfortunately, and a few other small issues. But really, the main thing that I spend money on maintenance on this car is oil changes. And hopefully, if you guys get one of these cars, that's really all you'll have to spend money on as well, because so far this seems to be a pretty damn reliable car. So in this folder right here, I have every service record that I've ever had from this car, basically, and we're just gonna go through them, dig into it, see how much it costs for them all. I've owned the car for about 25,000 miles, so we'll see how much it costs to own a Genesis Coupe over about 25,000 miles, and then yeah, that's really all there is to it. So I'm gonna go find some shade because it is literally like 100 degrees out here and I'm sweating my balls off already. And then yeah, we'll hop right into this video. All right, everybody, it is literally melting me standing outside. Like, I'm actually dripping sweat from just walking in circles a few times, and it's too hot to stand outside and do this video. So I'm just gonna sit here in the car in the AC and we'll just go ahead and get right into it, dive into these papers, just see how much everything's cost me so far. So yeah. All right, we got the stack of service records right there, so let's go ahead and hop right into this one. So starting off, this is what I was telling you guys about. If you're wondering what that is that's colored out right there, it's my phone number. I didn't really think that you guys probably needed my phone number, but basically this was covered under warranty. As you can tell, it says warranty right there, and right there it does say 125, but this ended up being covered under warranty. These cars, Hyundai I guess in general, has probably the absolute best warranties on cars. If you're the first owner of one of these Genesis Coupes, it's literally 10-year 100,000 mile warranty, which is bumper to bumper, engine and everything. So like, if you're the first owner, you are in good hands. Your car should be good forever. And yeah, but I sadly expired my warranty. I'm at 53,000 miles now. Yeah, second owner is 50,000 miles, 5 years, and that 5 years and 50,000 miles, as you can tell, is now past. So I gotta pay for stuff with my own money now. But this first one right here was for the shock absorber. Like, for some reason this car, when I got it, the back left shock, the back right shock, one of the back shocks was busted. And it was not because of me. I don't know how it happened, and hopefully it'll never happen again. But it's fixed now, and it has been awesome since then. But yeah, basically, this was just the inspection that I got on my car when I purchased it, just to make sure everything was okay. And they found out the shock absorber was busted. They ordered it. It ended up being covered under warranty. So this one right here, this was technically free. So the first one, free. The second paper, now this was because of me. There's this knocking sound that I hear on my car sometimes, and I figured out what it was, me, myself, not the dealer, even though I've taken it to 3 different dealers and asked, you know, 6 different technicians to see if they could find the problem. Somehow, none of them could find this knocking noise, and it just so happens that there's this little plastic bracket, basically, that connects the rear bumper that's snapped, and it just slaps on itself, basically. And like, if I just JB weld that together, it will stop doing that, but I just have yet to do that. And somehow, these guys could not figure out that was the problem. Instead, they just kept saying hopefully it'll get better at some point. Oh, you know, hopefully it'll get better. But this time in, I got some brake pads. Well, I got my brake pads replaced, I guess. Now, the number's not on here, but they gave me an estimate of how much the Brembo brake pads would be through them, and it was like $200 a brake pad, and they wanted me to spend like $600 or so replacing brake pads. And I was thinking in my head, you got me up, man. I'm not stupid. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these brake pads on my own, and I'll take them to you guys, and you guys can put them on for me. So I went and got some some pretty good ass brake pads from Advanced Auto Parts, and they only charged me, as you can see, $80 to put them on compared to $600. So yeah, don't get your pads through the Hyundai dealer, get your own, because it'll cost $80 compared to $600. So this was the first thing we paid for on this car so far, and it was 80 bucks. Now, after we go through all these, I am going to add it all up and tell you guys exactly how much I've paid over these 25,000 miles. But yeah, on to the next paper. This was just, yeah, so literally during the last winter, my traction control button right here, literally just, I know this sounds weird, but my traction control button literally broke in half. Like, there was just a massive crack down the center of the button right there, and it just basically fell out. I have no idea how that happened, but that was covered under warranty, so that was awesome. Free traction control button. On to the next paper. This one, for some reason, it says something about the traction control button, in-op check and advise, warranty, whatever that means. Even though this was the traction control paper right here, and I know that. But this one right here, so for some reason, I don't know if this is because where I live or if it's just a problem with the Genesis, but basically, hopefully it'll work right now, because every time that I do this, it works for me. But of course, the one time I'm gonna record it, it's not gonna work. But basically, yep, it didn't work. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the washer fluid just clogs on these cars, on my car anyway, for some reason, and I have no idea why. And I've gotten them to blow out the reservoir multiple times, and every single time when I go to refill it, it's got some dirt and gunk in it, and it clogs yet again. So this time I paid $17.39 for them to make my washer fluid basically work good again, even though it no longer works good. But yeah, so there's $17 down the drain. This one was about the washer fluid again. See, look, literally like a week after I got it unclogged the first time right here, it clogged again. So I took it back to him and said, look guys, you just blew it out, clearly something's going on, you got to get this fixed for me. So this time, this was free of charge. They blew it back out, and guess what, a week later it clogged again. On to the next paper. Now this is where the money's really going to start adding up, and it's in these oil changes, because this is really all that, knock on wood, all I've had to pay for my car so far. It's been super reliable, super awesome, and hopefully it will continue to be that way. So yeah, this one was literally just as you can see, oil change, and then apparently I complained about the washer fluid stuff again, so maybe they unclogged it again. But it was $35 for a synthetic oil change basically. So move on to the next one. This one right here was yet another oil change, but also apparently, oh yeah, I remember this. So the AC vent right here, like this plastic thing right here, just fell off somehow. I have no idea how, but it literally just came off one day. So apparently that was covered under warranty. So mainly I just paid for an oil change here, and that was $36. Somehow it was $1 more expensive than the other oil change. But yeah, on to the next paper. So this one, I guess, is something else that was covered under warranty, and this one still says something to do with the right side, driver right side AC vent. So I guess it was that one technically that the plastic thing fell off of. But so apparently this one was something to do with the AC vent getting fixed, and then also the sunroof button right here. Now this has since been fixed and they've got this under control, but basically this button would just now you guys can see it, this button would just stick, and it would either like stay trying to open or stay trying to close in a way. Like you could stop it and make it close or open or do anything that you wanted it to, but like the button itself would just stick when you try to open or close it. So like that was just kind of annoying. Got that fixed. This one yet again was another warranty covered this one, so that was free of charge. On to the next one, which appears to be yeah, just another oil change, and tires got rotated, multi-point inspection. Somehow this oil change came out to be $6 more expensive than the last one. This one came out to be $42. But yeah, just another oil change. Oh man, this one right here, this one was a fiasco. Like my front right tire was not holding air. It would lose every bit of air it had in it within like an hour or so. I took it to them. Somehow they told me they did everything and then some. They told me they put the tire under water. They told me they did basically literally everything you could do to check for a leak in a tire, and could not find a leak in it. So this one was free of charge. But guess who did find the leak? Walmart. Took it to Walmart. They stuck it underwater, and literally within 2.5 minutes they'd found the leak, and kind of just outclassed the Hyundai dealer right there. So yeah, I've had quite a few run-ins with this dealer, and this was one of them. But this one's thankfully sorted out. So as you can see, that one cost $0 as well. Now, on to the next one. This one right here, $139. This was my most expensive one so far, and this was literally just a new front tire, as you can tell, a new front right tire. Like I said, Walmart were the people who found the leaks, and so therefore they were the ones who replaced the tires. So $139 on a new front right tire. So this one right here, yet again, as you can see, another multi-point inspection and an oil change. Cost me $42 again. So nothing special there. We'll move on to the next one. Yet again, you guessed it right probably, if you even guessed or was thinking twice about it. Another oil change. Another $42.81 spent on an oil change. So yeah, we'll go ahead and move right on to the next one. This one, as you can tell, was $181. Another front right tire. But no, it was not the same one that I just replaced. This was the left tire at one point. I guess they rotated them actually for once, and the new tire that was over here is now over here, and the old one went back over there and got a screw in it. And so Walmart came in clutch, blessed me up with the new tire again, but this time it was 181 instead of 130 something, which is instead of 139. Like, that's a pretty nice difference. So I'd much rather have paid 139 than 181, but it's taken care of. What's done is done. Let's move on to the next. Now, this one right here, I kind of covered these in another video of mine. It was something about like why you should not go to the dealership, and basically like those plastic brackets back there, like these little plastic bolts were also broken that are supposed to hold in the back bumper, and I got those replaced. Well, I got 2 of the 4 replaced, and they cost $45 a piece. So right here, oh, and also besides that, my license plate, like the screws were stripped. I could not get my license plate off, so unfortunately they charged me $67.50 to basically just get my license plate off, and then they charged me another like $90 to replace those 2 plastic screws. So the total of this one came out to $172.74, which was kind of painful to figure out that I was paying that much for pieces of plastic basically, but it's all taken care of now. We all Gucci. On to the next. Now this one right here, you guys probably remember this paper because of that rip right there. If you watched a few videos back, I did a video about how much an oil change costs on a Genesis Coupe, and this one was from that video. So as you probably guessed it, this was an oil change right here. Came out to be $66 on this one, but it was also because not only did I get the oil change, the cabin air filter was apparently disgusting. Well, actually it was very disgusting. They showed it to me before they replaced it, and it was brown, man. It was solid brown. It was disgusting. It was time for a new air filter, cabin air filter, so that got replaced for another $22. So the total on this one came out to $66.60. On to the next one, and this is the final one right here, and this one is by far the most expensive one, and I got it for free basically because this one, long story short, there was a massive a lot of shit basically went down between the Hyundai dealer and me, and they were not trying to fix a mistake that they caused. Called them out on it, left them a bad review, and look at that, within 30 minutes I was getting a call from the main manager getting offered a new set of back tires. So yep, you guessed it, this one is for 2 new back tires, and the total on that came out to $459.19. But as you can see right there, it was marked down to $39.95. Yep, I only had to pay $40 for 2 new back tires because they screwed up basically. So yeah, this was by far the biggest blessing on any of these, and I just am very hyped that I did not have to pay $459 for something that I didn't do basically. So yeah, that is all of the service papers. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and add all these up and figure out how much it has cost me over 25,000 miles to own this Genesis Coupe. All right, so when I hit equals, we should see the total amount that I've paid for owning this car over about 25,000 miles. So it has cost me about $900 to own this car over 25,000 miles, which honestly, that's not too bad if you want me to be honest with you. $896, I mean, it would have been well over $1,000 if I'd had to pay for those 2 back tires, but thankfully I got a big old blessing on that. But yeah, so that's your answer right there. It will cost you about $800 actually it'll cost you basically $900 to own a Genesis Coupe for about 25,000 miles. That is if you have to replace both sets of front tires. The back I'm not really counting because I basically got those for free. But if you have to replace both front tires over about 25,000 miles, that's how much it'll cost you. All right, everybody, that is about going to wrap it up for this video. I just wanted to give you guys some insight on basically how much it costs to own a Genesis Coupe. You know, maybe some of you guys out there are looking to get one of these cars, and if so, I highly suggest you do it. It is an awesome car. But yeah, I just basically wanted to give you guys the rundown of how much it would cost you, well, give or take a few $100s, because if you pop your tires or whatnot, that's a whole lot more it'll cost you. Or if you don't pop your tires like I didn't, or like I did, I guess, then that'll cost you a lot less. But basically, I just wanted to, like I said, give you guys some insight on how much it costs to own one of these cars. So if you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. But that's all for this one. Peace out. I will see you guys in the next one.